Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Get this out of the way for our audience at home. Michigan State goes down on a buzzer beater. Ohio State gets the job done, 60-57, pulls it off on the road. What is your statement here?
Man, I'm giving a public service announcement, man. I feel like I'm always on when Michigan State is playing, and I'm not going to pile on now. And it's weird because I've told everybody, like, Tom Izzo is like my favorite coach. But I stand on what I said earlier, man. I just this team competes their tail off. Tough one tonight. But what I said was true from the beginning. I just don't think I never thought they were going to live up to a team that was preseason fourth in the country, and that was going the pressure of that living up to that all year long was going to be tough for them. What we saw all year is what we saw today. They struggled to shoot the basketball and caught up with them today. And credit, what a job with Jake Diebler, what he's doing in Ohio State, man. I mean that's two of his two wins in 3 games against Purdue and at Michigan State is impressive, man. I guess the better question might be we need to talk about, is he doing enough to get the job? It's probably be a bigger question that you might need to ask is he continues like this, to see the way these guys are responding to him. It's really impressive, and it's fun to see because he's placed in a difficult situation. We've seen it in Charlotte. Will we see it again here in Ohio State?
Yeah, teams not living up to their preseason billing is going to be a theme on today's show. Dale Bonner does hit the game winner there. A crazy shot, right? Fall away 3, hits it. Michigan State now, Kevin, 2 losses in a row, and they go to Purdue next. So you're going to be staring very possibly at 3 in a row here. Why has Michigan State, from what you've seen, just not looked like the preseason top 5 outfit?
I think you can look back on talent and say, this is a running back team, same guys from last year that was good, not great. Why would they all of a sudden become great? I think the more glaring issue, if you just zoom big picture on basketball, is that their interior is just not good enough, right? And today they tried something different. Started Xavier Booker at the 5. I thought it gave him a nice spark. He blocked a couple of shots, stretched the floor, made a 3. I think it opened some things up for their offense. But at the end of the day, right, Ohio State didn't beat them by making threes, right? Obviously, Dale Bonner made a big shot, but Ohio State was 3 for 17 from downtown. They won that game because they had 13 offensive rebounds. They won that game because they went bigger with Devin Royal at the 4, Felix Akpar at the 5, and they just bullied Michigan State down the stretch in Michigan State's home building, right? And again, credit to Jake Diebler. He did a really good job galvanizing this group, re-energizing them. But if you're Michigan State, that can't happen, right? Like if you're a veteran dude who played for Tom Izzo for 4 years, 5 years, and this is the result you're getting, 9-8 in the Big Ten, consecutive home losses to Iowa and Ohio State. Like there has to be like some internal look in of like, where are we, right? Like, and how did we get here? Look, I mean, this class, like this veteran group from Michigan State, is going to lose 13 or more games, assuming Michigan State does not win either the Big Ten tournament or the national championship. Michigan State, this senior class will have lost 13 or more games in all 4 seasons. Right? Like that's not what we expect for a Tom Izzo program. And so something's got to change. And look, I think they'll be dangerous in March just because of how they play and their experience. Obviously, Tyson Walker gives you a chance in any game, his ability to make shots and create offense. But again, it just feels like a disappointing night for a team that had such high expectations coming into the year. Maybe those were unfair, but I think even if they were unfair, it wasn't unreasonable to expect this team to be a little bit better than 9-8, especially with where the Big Ten is right now.
Yeah, RC, I want to go back to Ohio State because I don't want to short them in this discussion because they didn't win the game. And when they went in there and they won the game as a 10-point underdog, and you mentioned, Jake Diebler there, he's got 2 wins, Purdue and now Michigan State. And Ohio State's a great job, man. I mean, you're in the Big Ten, you have all the resources that you could ever ask for. But you brought it up, so it feels like we should go there. Like, it reminds me a little bit of I know it's a completely different sport, but like I'm a fan of the Raiders. And when Josh McDaniels got fired, they promoted Antonio Pierce from within, and he beats the Chiefs in Arrowhead. He hangs 63 on the Chargers. And all of a sudden you're like, there might be something there. These are important wins. So how do you weigh sort of the quality of the job, which it inevitably there is, versus a guy who's got some damn good wins he's piling up here as we get towards the end of the season?
I think the most impressive thing you see is how the guys have responded for him. I mean, the road losing streak ended, and it ended against Michigan State, right? So it ended against a team that we know that'll get in the NCAA tournament. And like I said, his first win was his first game against Purdue. There's something in his messaging. There's something in his leadership style. There's something there that these guys are responding to. And I think you got to seriously look at that, because you know that. Now, will they try to go out? If he continues this, I just think he's making it very difficult for you to look somewhere else. Obviously, there's people are throwing names out there and doing all this, but credit to this guy, man, and what he's doing. Diebler, what he's doing with this group. I mean, Jake, is credit to him and his staff for pulling these group of guys together, man. When you lose your head coach and you're in that situation, it's easy for guys to start looking to hit the portal, ready to, just check out. Credit to these kids, man. They didn't. They still competing their tails off, and they're a dangerous team, man. And they're going to take the role as a spoiler for the rest of the way. So hopefully, I'm cheering for him. I hope they can continue this. And if he gets rewarded with the job, great. If worst case scenario, I hope if he doesn't get the Ohio State job, that he at least has auditioned enough to prove to you that he's deserving of being a head coach. And so I think minimum.
Sweeney, do you have any thoughts there? Just while we're, I mean, it's a hot opening. It's one of the, I don't know if there will be a more high profile opening in this carousel than Ohio State.
I think it's hard to spend $14-15 million to buy out Chris Holtmann and then promote internally, right? Like, yeah. I think if you're spending that kind of money and investing like that, you're making a statement about your program, whether that's the right decision or not, right? Sometimes the best guy is within. Maybe Jake Diebler will prove to be that guy. I just think it's going to be hard from an optics standpoint, unless they go on a run, right? If somehow they won the Big Ten tournament and went to the NCAA tournament and won a game and showed that some real coaching chops from Diebler, maybe there's a conversation. But I think that would probably be the bare minimum. And if nothing else, though, as RC said, just an unbelievable opportunity for him, and
sure.
So happy for him and for those guys to take that opportunity. And if nothing else, again, it's a great audition, and there's going to be a lot of other jobs. Lower than Ohio State, where he can certainly prove his worth.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.